Hey everyone, welcome to Friday afternoon here at the Pace Studios in New York City. We are very fortunate to be joined today by the guys from Switchfoot. Guys, thank you so much for coming around to the East Coast and joining us here in New York to play some songs.
This place is amazing. This is incredible.
Welcome to our home.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
So you guys are touring right now behind your most recent album, Where the Light Shines Through. You guys are on tour with Lifehouse right now. I think you're going to be playing Coney Island here in New York City tomorrow night.
Yes.
And you're going to do some songs for us today. I think some new ones, possibly an older one or two.
Yeah.
We'll see.
See where it goes.
So let's start it off by, tell us about the first one you're going to do for us.
So we have had a mantra as a band, life is short, live it well. That's kind of been our MO for a while. And this last record, we decided, let's try and make that into a song. So that's where this one comes from. It goes like this. Take the burden from my arms. Take the anchors off my lungs. Take me broken and make me one. Break the silence and make it a song. Yeah. Life is short, I wanna live it well. One life, one story to tell. Life is short, I wanna live it well. And you're the one I'm living for. Awaken on my soul. Every breath that you take, it's a miracle. Life is short, I wanna live it well. Yeah, I wanna sing with all my heart a lifelong song. Even if some notes come out right, some come out wrong. Cause I can't take none of that through the door. Yes, I'm living for more than just a funeral. I wanna burn brighter than the dawn. Hey, life is short, I wanna live it well. One life, one story to tell. Life is short, I wanna live it well. And you're the one I'm living for. Awaken on my soul. Every breath that you take, it's a miracle. Life is short, I wanna live it well. Yeah, I got one life and one love. I got one voice, but maybe that's enough. Cause we're one heartbeat and two hands together. I got one shot, yeah, and one life to live. One life to live, yeah, yeah. Life is short, I wanna live it well. One life, one story to tell. Life is short, I wanna live it well. And you're the one I'm living for. Awaken on my soul. Every breath that you take, it's a miracle. Life is short, I wanna live it well. Yeah. One life, one love. One life, one love. One voice, yeah. Maybe that's enough. That's enough. Two hands together. I got one shot and one life to live. One life to live. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that Great song was from the new record, the newest record, Where the Light Shines Through, which was your 10th record.
Our 10th album, yeah.
10th album after all these years.
Yeah.
And when that album came out, I was reading about it, and one thing that I read that I think you guys said, or was sort of part of the, what came out with it was you said after 9 albums, what's worth holding on to, what's worth letting go. And I'm wondering, the record's been out about a year now. Is that right? Is there about?
Yeah, almost a year.
So you're touring on it, and what is the basic answer to that question? What is worth holding on to after all this time?
People, I think one of my heroes told me one time, after all the dust settles, it was a person that. He might be even in here somewhere. But after all the dust settles, and it doesn't matter about awards or Grammys or records sold or any of that, it's the people. You'll think of your friends, your family, and that matters more than anything you'll play. And so for us as a band, we've kind of come to this conclusion that we want to do what we love with the people we love. And that's... I feel like I'm thrilled to be able to say that I get to do that for a living.
Yeah. So, at this point, you guys are on tour. Are a lot of those people the same people you see sort of time after time? Like you are playing for, you have this core fan base. They support you, album after album. Is that the kind of community you have in mind with that kind of, sentiment?
Yeah, I mean, we have the most incredible fans in the world. Like, I'm so thankful to be singing songs night after night with these amazing souls. They come up to us afterwards and say, "Hey, that one song that inspired me to sell everything I had and move to South Africa." And like on a regular basis, where you're like, "Wow, so that little song that I wrote at 3:00 in the morning inspired that incredible change." That's so humbling, and it definitely keeps you wanting to write. But I think the circle that I'm talking about is even tighter than that. Like, there were times where Tim and I we're good at being musicians but bad at being friends, and that sucks, and so I feel like we've been through a lot, and so to be friends with your brother is much better than the alternative. Right? We still fight sometimes, but I feel like
brothers don't fight. You guys
Why would that
happen? Must be the exception to that.
Yeah, right.
So tell us a little bit about the next tune you're going to do for us today.
Well, I feel like we should since we're talking about my brother, I want him to play the guitar. Taking a risk here. He's gonna take a break from.
You trust a bass player with this thing?
He's playing. He's been playing the ibuprofen. This is good.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking we're gonna have to get some kind of like a sponsorship going with whatever Excedrin or Advil or something.
Yeah.
They don't know the possibilities of percussion that they have.
The percussion
you
possibilities of ibuprofen are really outstanding.
Yeah.
They beat Tic Tacs all day long. We auditioned a lot of different cases of small items.
Yeah. Do you find the bottling has a lot to do with?
Yeah, really.
The generic sounds better.
Yeah. More analog.
Yeah, so this next song was actually inspired by a friend of mine, a hero of mine, that he lives in Iraq with his family. I should have texted him, but Jeremy Courtney, he works with an organization called Preemptive Love, and they are a huge part of helping Syrian refugees. Sorry, Drew. And so he'll text me from time to time, just keeping me posted on how his day is going. And when he has a bad day, it's a much worse situation than a kid in Southern California like myself, like having a bad day. It's ISIS is. I got a text from him saying, "Hey man, pray for us. ISIS is bombing the town next to us." And I sat there probably for like 20 minutes trying to figure out what to text back, and you're like, "Hey man, no." I literally could come up with nothing. It's like, and so I remember it really distinctly. I just started driving
to the studio. I've got the ibuprofen in my hand to prove the point. I started driving to the studio, and the ocean's on my left, and I remember thinking, like, well, I don't have anything to say. Maybe I could send him a song. And he told me that Switchfoot songs were the songs that would kind of, his family would dance to them, like have dance parties at the end of a long day. And I thought, what if we could give him a song that would make his family dance? So this is a song that came out of that. It's called Float.
Turn it up so I can feel it. Turn it up so I can get near it. Baby says she's got that feeling. Moon walking on the ceiling. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Alright. Turn it up so I can feel it. Loud enough so I can get near it. Baby's in that slow emotion. She got me moonwalking on the ocean. It's how we float, yeah. Feet ain't even touching ground. It's how we float, yeah. We're flying at the speed of sound. Say I'm in orbit like a jet pilot. There ain't no gravity to try to fight it. It's how we float, yeah. We ain't never coming down. Don't you need someone to lean on? Don't you need that taste of freedom? 'Cause it don't take no education. All you need is that invitation. It's alright. Yeah, it's alright. Alright. It's how we float. Yeah. Feet ain't even touching ground. It's how we float. Yeah. We're flying at the speed of sound. So I'm in orbit like a jet pilot. There ain't no gravity to try to fight it. It's how we float, yeah. We're never coming down. Away from the crowds where you realize the herd's insecure or the free mind. So don't let them tell you what to feel like. You can't bring me down, can't bring me down, yeah. La la la, la 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 la. It's how we flow, yeah. It's how we flow, yeah. Feet ain't even touching, now we flow, yeah. Flying at the speed of sound. Say I'm in orbit like a jet pilot. There ain't no gravity to try to fight it. It's how we float, yeah. We're never coming down, no, no, no. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me borrow your ibuprofen, Timmy.
I think you can have that now.
It's the magic sound.
So that was, that song makes me think the record, this most recent one, really has a lot of different sounds on it. Like maybe the most I've ever heard on a Switchfoot record. There's a lot of funk.
Yeah.
There's some new wave to it, some roots music, some of your kind of your original sort of pop punk sort of sound. I wonder sort of how you guys have grown in that many directions all this time. What has led you? Like, there's one song on the record, at least one, that has like a real strong hip hop element, like front and center.
Yeah.
I wonder if like that's something that you would have never done 5 years ago, or you sort of like it's always been part of your interests, but you just sort of now found a way to get it out. Like, how does this come together? So many sounds.
That's a good question. I think every musician has layers, and I think we've been fortunate enough to come out with 10 albums where you begin to like be able to push yourself and and show different parts of yourself. You know, I think it's a beautiful time to be a music lover. I mean, we're looking at all these albums right here that we could listen to any point online, and that wasn't my reality growing up. You know, I think all of us in this room, we grew up in like trying to find that one CD, right? Where you're like, oh, you read the liner notes and you say, oh man, I gotta check out that other band, or thanks to the Beastie Boys. Who are the Beastie Boys? Okay, and you check out the Beastie Boys, whatever. So I think the beautiful thing that I'm seeing now is the idea that this kind of the mixtape is much wider than just the cassette that I recorded off the radio. It's like this idea that I can now have these playlists that span decades, and you've got a Led Zeppelin song right next to a Judah and the Lion song right next to, you know, Nirvana, and kids nowadays think that's normal, but it's not. It's incredible, you know. So I think for us, this album kind of reflects the idea that it embraces that. You know, I grew up listening to hip hop and loving it, and still being a white kid from the suburbs, you know. So I think, you know, having Lecrae on the record and being able to talk about what it means to be looking for America in 2017. I mean, when we recorded that song, we had no idea where we would be today.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that song in particular, because it seems like a song that really does kind of like preface. I mean, whatever you're feeling about politics or whatever, everyone's had an intense year.
Yeah.
So, you know, how is that song, Looking for America, like where we are? I mean, you know,
yeah.
How is that resonating for you now?
You know, it's funny. I'm less sure about what America means now than when I wrote the song, you know, and I do believe in, what is it, loyalty to your country always, loyalty to the state when it deserves it. You know, I do believe in the people of my country. I look around, you know, going through New York, all these cities we get to visit, and I'm like, there's so many incredible people that I'm proud to call myself an American alongside of. But I do have deep questions about compassion and goodness and kindness, and wanted to see those as being at the top of what you think of when you think of my country, and you know, not questioning whether we're going to nuclear war. You know, that feels like this is absurd, but it is reality. You know,
Yeah.
it feels like some sort of comic cartoon, but this is the reality we're living in. And I don't want to be ignorant. I want to be right there in it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's funny because this is something that our parents' generation with the Cold War, I was listening to that song like, this is, you know, something that it was part of their reality, and now it's sort of becoming part of ours. And sort of having that as part of like a show that you put on every night, you know, those kinds of themes and stuff might be interesting as you go city to city and play these songs for different crowds and different places, different people, you know, what that experience is like.
Yeah, I remember we have John Perkins, a civil rights leader, and a song that's inspired by him, and he's I got a privilege to be able to interview him, and that starts one of our songs, and I always wonder, you know, like I want to be. I think for me, music has been that thing that has opened my mind to realities that I wasn't aware of before. We're sheltered from realities we don't know. The fact is, I don't know it all. And the moment somebody else tells me their experience, it allows me to reach new places in myself, new shared experiences, you know? So like you read about Nelson Mandela and you think, oh, wow, I had no idea. That was happening during my lifetime? No way. Are you kidding me? You know, I wish I knew that. And I do feel like there's an opportunity for music to be this scaffolding for the soul to reach new places that you couldn't get any other way. So if we could be that person that kind of turns somebody on to John Perkins or somebody like that. I feel like that's a privilege.
Yeah, cool. So tell us a little bit about this next song you're gonna do for us today. Whatever
What
it
do we
turns
wanna
out
do?
to be.
I think, we could do the title track.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So the whole record, it kind of came from a dark spot, and it became this thing where after we would track late at night, I would go down to this one rock near the beach and sit on it like every night, like I was gonna hatch an egg or something. I would just sit on this rock every night for an hour. That was my like time to just kind of breathe and reflect. And it felt like, at the time, we were making a dark album. And somewhere in the middle of that process, light began to shine through, and that's where the title comes from. The wound is where the light shines through. So this is about the idea that facing these wounded places, sometimes healing is the brightest thing you could ever receive in those spots. It goes like this.
Like an astronaut, stuck on a planet, even time forgotten. You're a version of yourself, but you're not the same. You tried to keep the wound camouflaged, but the stitch is here, but the ears are lost. And another bottle on the shelf can't numb the pain. Why you running from yourself now? You can't run away, 'cause your scars shining like a dark star. Yeah, your wounds are where the light shines through. So let's go there, to that place where we're singing this broken prayer, where the light shines through. Wound is where the light shines through. Oh, oh, oh. It's where the light shines through. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't we all just Abraham's son, saint and sinner with the song and drums, and falling on our knees, we all bleed the same. And the only tattoos that I have are scars. I got your name written on my heart, and the stories that brought us here, that ain't the thing I'd change. No, no, I wanna see that light shining brighter than the pain. 'Cause your scars shining like a dark star. Yeah, your wounds are where the light shines through. So let's go there, to that place where we're singing these broken prayers, where the light shines through. The wound is where the light shines through. Oh, mama, ain't the blood just proof I'm human? Mama, ain't the wound just a retribution? Oh, mama, ain't the scar like a vision of grace? We know that it's the scars that make away. So maybe all these scars are friends. The wound is where the light shines through. The wound is where the light finds you. The wound is where the light shines through. The wound is where the light finds you. The wound is where the light shines through. The wound is where the light finds you. Yeah, 'cause you're a scar, shining like a dark star. Yeah, the wound is where the light shines through. It's where the light shines through. Oh, oh, oh. It's where the light shines through. Oh, light shines. The only tattoos that I have are scars. Yeah, where the light shines through. Yeah, where the light shines through.
Thanks, guys. That sounds really great, and everyone is really loving it here on our live Facebook feed. We got some amazing comments, but I was going to point one out because it's just my favorite, and it just says, John Foreman went to school with my Aunt Kelly.
All right.
So I just want to make that clear that you did that.
You remember that?
Whatever else. Yeah. Well, I did drop out of school, so maybe she
So it was a
finished
brief
for me.
window then.
Yeah. Hi, Kelly.
Kelly
So,
Slater.
I know you guys are known for your work in the community. You do, you're very socially active. You do a lot of great charitable work. I know that one thing you are particularly proud of is your Switchfoot Bro-Am every year out in San Diego. So I was wondering, I know that happened not too long ago, and it has a great effect on that community. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about how that went this year and, what came out of it.
Yeah. Well, it is definitely our favorite day of the year. I feel like nothing. It feels like if you want to see the heartbeat of my hometown, to see people coming together for
That's
a
right.
cause that they believe in and helping kids out, it feels like this amazing celebration of my hometown. So, it's basically when we were flying back from Australia a few years back, 14 years ago, and we were on this kind of whirlwind tour, and we were thinking, man, I can't wait to get back home to San Diego. What an amazing place. And we started thinking, like, what if we could give back to this community that's given so much to us, that all these people that have invested in our lives, in the surfing community or in the music community. And so we came up with the idea, surfing and rock and roll kind of kept us out of trouble when we were kids. What if we could give back to our community through those mediums? So we had a surf contest and a concert on the beach in our hometown. And it was really small. It was very minor, and we just gave all the money to homeless kids, and it kind of grew from there. And now, 14 years later, we've partnered up with some of our favorite organizations that give to kids in our hometown. And every year, it's our chance to just kind of celebrate these kids and cheer them on and say, your story matters. You are incredible, and we're here for you, So, yeah, it's an amazing day. And Drew gets to MC the whole thing.
I get to MC, and then we do an auction, and I get to be the auctioneer.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Can you give us a little bit of your auction voice?
Oh, up next, we've got a trip to Tahiti. Do I hear $500,000 in the back? Yes, I see that hand. The man with the beard.
I think you just sold him a
Going
trip
once,
to Tahiti.
going twice. So,
Sounds good. I'm in.
I think you
buy
just bought a trip, yeah.
Did I?
yeah. So
I'm not
thanks,
the only one in here with a beard.
thanks for your donation.
Yeah, it could have been the guy behind
There's
me.
a guy behind me.
It's going to
right.
a good cause.
All right, we'll split it.
Thank you, Pace Magazine.
So I think you guys got one more for us today.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's it going to be?
Well, you wanted an old school song, right?
I could go that way.
All right. We just came from a radio station where they wanted Meant to Live. And I think we were like, oh, yeah, we know this one. Did we, though? Yeah, so let's see if we know this one. It's called Dare You to Move. And I wrote it before I dropped out of college, so I might have been in school with Kelly at this point. Welcome to the planet. Welcome to existence.
Everyone's here. Everyone's here. Everybody's watching you now. Everybody waits for you now. What happens next? What happens next? I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move like today never happened. Today never happened before. Never happened before. Yeah. Welcome to the fallout. Welcome to resistance. See, the tension is right here. Yeah, the tension is right here. Yeah. It's between who you are and who you could be. Yeah. It's between how it is and how it should be. Yeah. I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move like today never happened. Today never happened. Maybe redemption is stories to tell. Maybe forgiveness is right where you fell. Where can you run to escape from yourself? Or where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Yeah. Where you gonna run to now? I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself, to lift yourself off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move, yeah. Like today never happened. Today never happened. Today never happened. Today never happened before. Thank y'all. Thanks for
Guys,
having us.
thank you so much. It was really an honor to hear you guys play in this, especially like an unplugged format like this. I think our readers, your fans, were really loving it. So we really appreciate it. So you guys are on tour right now with Lifehouse. You're going to be playing on the beach on Coney Island tomorrow night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Down in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And the record is Where the Light Shines Through. So guys, Switchfoot, thank you so much for coming around to Paste, and really come back anytime. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
us.